legend competition, where the students come in and they are expected to sit down and read. Through that, you can achieve the vision of empowering them academically.
There is no shortcut to success. The only way and the proven way to excellence is hard work, and that hard work is by reading, sitting down to read.
The competition is between 5 schools, 5 public schools. For now, we are dealing majorly with 5 schools, which are public schools, and we are bringing them, uniting them together to inculcate reading habits, healthy reading habits into them. This competition is just aimed at making them sit for a particular number of hours and making them read. After reading, they get to explain, they get to summarize. We ask them questions on what they have read. That's what this competition is majorly all about.
All in our curiosity of the Ondo State. So they came around and we collected them both junior and senior categories for 5 hours, about 5 hours to read. After the reading, those that qualified, we proceeded to the next stage. But then we had some disqualifying criteria. We have criteria like sleep. Any students that we found sleeping will disqualify the person. Then if you are absent-minded, these are the vices that prevent students from reading. Yeah, so we have to select those vices and use them as a criteria. Yes, because most students, they can't read. Some of them, when they're about to read, they sleep off. At home, they decide to read on cushions, on their beds, when they have finished the work for the day and they are tired. That's when they want to read, which is very wrong, and they sleep off. So sleep was a very major criterion for the eviction. That survived the eviction in the reading level proceeded into the interview section. So we interviewed the students based on what they read, and although we allowed them to come in with any subject of their choice except for mathematics or religious inclined subjects. Just wanted them to read their books, subject notes. So they read. We interviewed them to test their level of understanding of what they actually read. Yes, because those students that were very smart, that we couldn't catch sleeping, or couldn't catch getting being distracted, we'll fish them out in the interview, as the volume of what they read will speak for itself. So we interviewed them and selected the best out of the interview, using 80% performance as the major criteria for qualification in the interview section. So after that, we proceeded to the third and final stage, which is the comprehension and question stage. The senior category, we are given a comprehension, and they read, and then we get their chance to answer using time with time. Now the junior students also get them comprehension passage, though lexis and structures. So from there, selected the best.
The first position in the first edition of the Visa Legend competition in our period object case goes to African Scotland. And also we are very
It was quite tough. The first 3 hours, I couldn't shake, I couldn't look anywhere. But after the second 3 hours, I feel comfortable. I did not even expect this, but all I know is God.
We have our best, like you can see. We have the first 3 in the senior category. We have the first 3 positions in the junior category, and we have consolation prizes in both categories. Now, this competition, I believe, any student that ended up not winning has been motivated to do more. And that's the sole aim of this competition.
If we look at the advanced world today, the countries like America, the countries like Britain, these countries, we are not built on laziness. History shows that these countries have the best universities, they have standard libraries, and they built their nations on educated citizens. It is a general statement that when you want to hide something from a black man, you should put it inside a book. We are a generation that want to prove them wrong by telling everyone that cares to listen that we are not scared or afraid of reading our books.
Advice to the parents is to study their children, to understand their children, and then to help them, to guide them to choose what they would want to do in life, rather than impressing what they want their children to do in life.
They get phones, tablets, and gadgets for their children to make communication easy for them. They should do well to encourage these students with textbooks and reading materials as well, because these gadgets, these tablets, they tend to discourage them from concentrating. They are like distractions. But if we can encourage our children to sit down and read, rather than looking for special centers for them at the end of the day, because that's what parents do nowadays.
Provide the necessary environment, the serene environment, the necessary tools, the reading table, make it conducive for them to read. The Bible says, teach a child the way to go, and when he grows up, he will not depart from it.
So I would love to encourage the government and private organizations to help build and allow environments that can allow students to read. They spend a lot of money in building entertainment facilities. They spend a lot of money in building domes. They spend a lot of money in raising structures for entertainment. But very little resources is put into education, especially libraries. I'm yet to see a world-class library in different states. Libraries that when you go into it, there is hardly any material you are searching for that you can't get. Libraries that are not only hardware libraries, but software libraries. The world has gone digital. Everywhere there is research going on, and internet is at the tip of the fingers. But when you go to our state libraries, what do you have? Is either they have outdated books, they do not have internet facilities. You can't even go to the library to go and do proper research because of limitation of resource materials.
My advice for the young ones, the younger generation, depend solely on God. Have a focus for life. Engage in healthy activities, healthy reading habits, and when you do so, the sky will just be your starting point. Don't depend on miracle centers. Don't engage in vices such as examination malpractices, the destinies of great ones. So please, the younger generations, the upcoming ones, please trust in God. Read and focus. Have a focus in life. Know what you want for yourself. And believe me, the sky is going to be your starting point. And finally, good readers always make good leaders. Be blessed.
Now to the nation at large. It is said that readers are leaders. And of course, good readers will end up becoming good leaders. We want to encourage everybody, all around in our nation, to develop this habit of reading. Because for you to be a good leader, you must learn how to read. And we all know that these young children, these students, are the leaders of tomorrow. So you have to teach them, encourage them, empower them to read wide. Now we have leaders at different institutions, the universities, the churches, government, name them, the schools, everywhere, different sectors in our country. We need leaders that are knowledgeable enough, readers that have current facts, professors that are current, that can impact in our students current facts, current ideologies. So please, want to appeal to the whole nation, both young and old, to learn how to read. Like I said, good readers are good leaders.